Biba Sakata Pump Perpetual, it's your boy Jason, the blogging rapper. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the brand new iOS 10 update for iOS devices like an iPhone, iPad, what have you. And also the Apple Watch OS update. So as you guys know, I have an iPhone 6s Plus and I've had it since, well, probably about a year now, I think, or almost a year. And I came from, actually originally I was an iPhone user. I'll show you my, this is what I came from back in, well, probably about 4 years ago. And this is an iPhone 4S, and then I upgraded to this right after I had a Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So anyway, I went from iPhone to Android, back to iPhone again, and you know, I've been very happy. You know, I'm an Apple fanboy basically. You know, I'm talking to you guys on my iMac, and I also have the 17-inch MacBook Pro, which I still need to finish the review on. So guys, I know that's still coming. And I have my iPad Air 2. So anyway, the iPad Air 2 and the iPhone 6s Plus got the iOS 10 update. And I want to talk to you about it real quick because a lot of people were skeptical at first. And I have to say that I was one of them too. I thought a lot of the features were very gimmicky. But you know, the more I use it, and it's been 2 days now, the more I like it. And so let's go over some of the features here and I'll explain what's cool about it. So one of the biggest updates has to do with the Messages app. That is one of the biggest updates here. And again, this is where the gimmick really comes in. You know, all these slam messages, like, you know, if I were to play this here, you got, you know, those things, and you can now, you know, write on your iPhone with your finger and have like a signature. They have all these. Now, I'm still not a fan of this. I think it's, you know, I've played with it a couple times and it looks pretty on the phone. I thought it would look cheap, but it looks pretty, but I guess I just haven't really had enough time to talk to people. I guess the more you use it, the more comfortable it becomes. It's not any intrusion if you don't want to use this, you know, feature. It's nothing major. In fact, you have to switch tabs in order to even access, you know, this background stuff. But, you know, I don't know, I just don't see the relevance in it. But the slam text, all this stuff, pretty cool. Another cool thing is, yeah, the invisible ink is pretty nifty. What is this? Tap back. Oh yeah, these, when you can, it's kind of like how it is on Facebook now, where you can, you know, press and hold and then just decide, you know, which emotion you want to put. So this is pretty much that right there, where you can say like, dislike, heart, haha, all these things. It's fun because, you know, it'll let you know even if your phone is off, so-and-so loved whatever comment you made. And so, you know, it's interesting. It lets you kind of know what your emotion is based on what you said, because nowadays, you know, people could say something and take it offensively and it was never meant to be offensive. So pretty interesting. You know, now you can do pretty much what you can do on your Apple Watch, which is you can send your heart rate, you can scribble on your screen. So all these tools are identical to the Apple Watch. What's new is this new kissy face thing, heartbreak thing. You know, so those things are different, and you can actually add them to photos. So you could send them on their own, so it'll just be like a black screen with whatever, or you can actually take a picture and then add this on there. You can even draw on your pictures, so you can draw a mustache or whatever. So, you know, just more functionality, which, you know, iPhone really needed something brand new and something fresh, because, you know, its iOS platform is pretty archaic when you compare it to what Android is capable of. But iOS is a closed, you know, thing. It's only open to developers, not the general user. So you can't like install your own themes or whatever without, you know, installing other software or whatever. Yeah, this whole emoji thing, I've never been a fan of it. You know, and here's my thought on that. If you have the, if you took the time to write out the whole word, why would you go back and replace it with an emoji? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, usually you would send an emoji because you want to cut down on how much you type. But if I'm gonna type out the whole word anyway, it kind of seems backwards minded, you know? It's like, I already wrote the whole word, why would I need to replace it with an emoji? And if you're trying to talk to someone, like, you know, like let's say if I'm texting my dad or something, it wouldn't make sense because they're like, why are you sending me a burger, you know, or basketball or whatever. It just doesn't make sense. But, you know, a lot of teens, a lot of young kids, the young kids will like this. So, you know, just something else that I guess makes it more fun. Alright, so third-party support with Siri. I have yet to use this, to be honest, but, you know, going through the App Store, seeing the app updates, the functionality has been extended, and it's very welcome. In fact, I was able to ask Siri a few new things that I thought Siri would not be able to pull up for me, and it was able to tell me, and I can't remember what it was I was asking Siri, but it was stuff that I figured Siri was incapable of answering, and she was. So, you know, the updates now is to Siri has been phenomenal, and I'm really a fan of it. And HomeKit. So I don't have any HomeKit enabled devices, but I have been playing with the app, and I'm excited for it because I'm going to automate my home. It's just a matter of time. I love the raise to wake function. I love it because you got new Android devices that are, you know, doing the same thing, or, you know, like the Samsung devices, they have always on displays. So, you know, having a raise to wake thing, a lot of fun. In fact, they're doing away with the whole, you know, traditional lock screen. So, you know, even if you raise to wake it, all you gotta do is put your finger on the on your home button, and that's it. So, you know, you can still enable it to have the passcode, but it's like not even in your forefront of your mind anymore. All right, also let's talk about the widgets, the extensions for the apps now. So, for instance, if I were to pull up my phone here, and I don't know how well you can see it, if I were to pull up, like, let's say photos, you'll see that there's a new section here with memories. They're called memories. So, you know, they're accessible right here. It's like an actual widget. So now you see more data. Another one is, where is that? The health one. Let me go to that because I like that too. So now you have this widget that will tell you, you know, your latest stats for the day. And obviously I need to start walking and working out. But, you know, stuff like that actually is very welcome here. So I really appreciate that. So the raise to wake and the widgets are cool. The rich notifications, I thought I was gonna hate, but, you know, I like it. So, and I mean, all these other features you've seen 1,000 times over. I do like the extension of Apple Pay to the web. So now, you know, from your phone or even from your iPad or even with your watch, well, I don't know how that works, but phone and iPad at least, if you're on a website and it supports Apple Pay, you can simply just use your fingerprint sensor and just pay for your stuff like that. So really cool. Everything else is also cool, but those are my favorite features. We talked about them here. Now let's go to the Apple Watch, watchOS. So, you know, a few people were talking about the Breathe one, and I actually like it. It vibrates or taps you, you know, to show you the intensity of your breath and whatever. So I think that's fun. The navigation has been improved, so now instead of hitting the, what you call it, this button down here, the second button, instead of it bringing up the contacts widget, which, you know, honestly, I hardly ever use that. Now it brings up this, what you see here. Can I get it to refresh? I don't know. But you see basically an apps drawer. And so, yeah, there we go. So you can see this here, and, you know, they're already loaded. They're already loaded. So usually when you load an app on your watch, you have to wait a few seconds. You know, you see the little spinning symbol before it loads. Well, now it's already loaded. Sometimes it'll take like an additional second or two to you know, refresh, but the content that you're looking for is already all there. So that is a big improvement. The new watch faces are cool. I have this one here. I like the simplicity. This one actually is a fun one too, because you can have, you know, the different complications, I guess they call it. So that way you have more info and then keep an update. And this is a pretty little presentation for your activities. So I haven't used this one yet, but I've played with it. It's fun. All right, so now these fun little things here with Messages. Messages got a big update with the iOS and watchOS. I've been using the Scribble like crazy. I've been using that because one of the most hectic things is, like, for instance, I'll just tell you yesterday. Last night I was trying to put my daughter to sleep, and so the lights were off and everything, and my phone was downstairs away from me, but I was trying to communicate with my wife, and so she was in another room. So usually with your watch, you can choose one of those pre-written things, which, if you have something to say, it doesn't really work that well. Or you can, record a message and then it converts it to text. But I didn't want to make a sound because I would have woken my daughter. So instead, I used Scribble, and I wrote an entire message, very detailed, very specific, on my watch, and then sent it off to my wife. And that's how I was able to communicate without my phone. So it was awesome. I mean, it really does a good job, and it reads what you're scribbling. So even if your scribble is like chicken scratch, it reads it very well. So I love the Scribble feature. All these, stickers and emojis and stuff like that on your watch, I actually haven't used it yet. I don't even know how, to be honest. But I'll figure it out. Anyway, I went way too long on this. Just wanted to let you know my thoughts, and I appreciate you guys. If you could give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you're not yet. I'll see y'all next time. It's Jason, the Blogging Rapper. Much love, God bless. Peace.